Sure, it's nice to fly directly to your destination without stopping, but since we travel on a budget, we find it's better to go the cheapest route, even if it means stopping in 5 cities. After all, isn't it more about the journey than the destination? And on this journey, we're going to be denied access to a flight we paid for, visit a hidden gem, and enjoy one of our favorite dishes. We're Cindy and Eddie, and this is Squeeze the Day. In our last video, we showed you around Istanbul, Turkey. This city is amazing and we had a great time. But now it's time to go to our next destination. The thing about it is, this is a 72-hour journey. We're actually going to be spending the next 72 hours traveling from here to there.
72 hours, that's 5 flights, and a couple of them are overnight. Let's see how this goes.
First thing we have to do is catch a metro. That's where we're at right now. Today's going to take a couple of stops. First, we're going up to here, then we're going to go up to here, and then we're going to go to the airport. Each one of the metro lines is a different line, so you have to exit the line that you're on, go to the next one. So basically you pay for each one of the lines separately, which is a little different than any of the other cities we've been to. And even though it doesn't look like it right now, we're actually traveling during rush hour. Everybody's on their way to work and we're on our way to the airport. The first challenge that we've run into is figuring out how to get from one place to the other in Istanbul. This is one of the few times that we've been confused about exactly where to go and how to get there. There's not a whole lot of English on any of these lines, so we're kind of following the map and asking questions. And the other thing is there's not a whole lot of people that speak English. This is the Katane exit. In order to get to the airport line, we actually have to leave here, cross the street safely over here, and then we're going to go basically over here. You can kind of see the direction we're going now. This is actually one of the newer stations in the city. They didn't used to have a train line that went up to this airport. Now they do. So it looks like everybody's walking towards this really modern looking building or structure. I think this is the entrance. Yeah, that's definitely the entrance. That's how far away the other train was, and they actually have a sign, but there's not signs all over the place. So it took a little bit of research to get here. I just saw these lights up here changing color. Oh, there they go. It was red, blue, now green. Looks like the first thing we gotta do is go through security. We made it through security pretty quickly. Hello, Istanbul Airport. Our first flight is a domestic flight, so we gotta go down there. It's usually really easy to get through security with domestic flights. But now we gotta find our gate, which is, well, who knows how far it's gonna be. Bye, Istanbul. We are making it onto the flight. It was a little bit of a challenge to get here.
Yeah.
Just because the trains are a little confusing.
A lot more walking than we thought in between things, so we didn't gauge for that, and yeah, that kind of held us up a little bit.
We usually try to give ourselves a little extra time, especially on new travel days.
We were trying to budget though, because we knew it was a domestic flight, and so we knew there was less that we would have to do at the airport.
The good news for us is we're actually on a Turkish Airlines flight. This is going to be our first Turkish Airlines flight. We're really excited to see what it's like. The only problem is it's only an hour long since we're staying within Turkey. We're going to the Ankara International Airport, and then from there we're going to get onto an international flight to whatever our next destination. So we're here in Ankara. Originally the plan was we had an 8-hour layover. The flight getting here was a little bit delayed, so now we have 7 hours, which is no problem. The flight leaving here is international, so we've got to get from domestic to international, but we still have like 6 hours to just hang around. They have this restaurant, which is like a pay per item, and then they have really nice seating. And then they have a Popeyes and a Burger King. We are actually going into the Priority Pass Lounge. We like to do that every once in a while. If you're interested in finding out a little bit more about that, leave a comment below. And this is what the rest of the airport looks like. The lounge is great. We actually got some work done, but as you can see, it is dark out now. We've got a 4-hour flight, which is going to take us to Abu Dhabi. Then we have 1 hour layover there. And the next stop is actually going to be in India. We'll tell you about that as soon as we get there.
Yeah. Hopefully we can make that flight.
Look how busy this flight is. You can't really tell the audio here, but it is a very loud flight. It's only 7:30. Everybody's excited to be going to the next destination, which is great. We love that. Travel and being able to travel with people who love travel is awesome. They have a secondary screening process we had to go through in order to get into Abu Dhabi airport, but we're here. We are hightailing it to the next spot. This is the one time in this 72 hours that we're actually kind of rushing, but it's all good. I think we're gonna make it. Even though we are rushing, I would really love to stay here and check this airport out. As you can see, we made it to the gate. The problem is they're saying we have to check in through security, which we already did, or immigration, which we already did. So we can't get on the flight because we don't have printed boarding passes, which they won't issue to us because they want us to go back through security and immigration. So we might not be getting on this flight. They are not letting us on the flight, and I figured out why. We did an online check-in. So they're not letting us scan the boarding pass that comes with the phone. They want to have a physical boarding pass in order for us to get on, which makes me wonder why they have a online check-in process if they're not going to be able to honor it. So now there's 4 of us that are going to miss this flight if they don't let us on. So if you're flying through Abu Dhabi, you got to go here so you can get your boarding passes. It's located here, and this is the first time when we've heard of it. We're wondering if this is the first time you've heard of it. So we're going to ride the camel to our next destination. We are in Abu Dhabi. We actually checked out. We're out here.
Yeah.
The airline that we were going to take wanted us to get tickets, and so we left the airport to come back and get tickets in case that was something that anybody else did. Nobody else does it. So we're not flying with them anymore. We got new tickets. Just a little bit of delay. The only thing that's really slowing us down right now is it's 4 o'clock in the morning. We're a little tired.
And our flight doesn't leave here till later in the day today now. We're going to be able to head out
In 10 hours.
in 10 hours. So we've got to kill some time.
We're tired.
Yeah. We're just going to go find somewhere where we can sit down and maybe crash for a little while.
So I think what we're going to do is just do that, exactly that, and then we'll let you know what our next step is.
Good morning.
It is now 8 o'clock. We have been here for a total of 6 hours. I don't know. We got here late last night. We're still here.
Really early this morning.
Yeah, last time we talked to you was about 4 o'clock. So we're just basically hanging around at the airport. It does not stop here. It's been busy the entire time that we've been here.
Yeah, craziness. Just constant stuff going on.
The good news is we do have a flight.
We've got about 3 hours till check-in and leaving in a couple hours after that
So we leave it. We actually fly out of here.
at 2:20 in the afternoon.
We can still get to India and enjoy that for a little bit at least. It's not a total loss.
We have one
only-
night booked there
Yeah, only about 10 hours.
before we finish the rest of our journey.
We are definitely using a different airline though. We are back through security, trying one more time, a couple of hours before our flight leaves. I figured since we're going to be here for a little bit, we'll actually give you a good look of what this place looks like. Of course, they do have shops like, you know, McDonald's and chocolate and Oktoberfest stuff. And there's a downstairs area too, which has a lot of shopping over here. Basically, it's just shopping down here. So we made it onto the airplane. It should be real quick. They said it's a 3.5-hour flight. Not too bad. See you in India. We have a little bit of a layover here. It's actually going to be kind of fun. The original plan was to get a hotel and stay for about 40 hours. But because we're getting here so late, it's about 10,
I think it's just
11
about
hours.
17 now that we have here.
So
So we leave tomorrow evening.
it's still a good little layover, and we're gonna enjoy a hotel and get some good food and enjoy some India.
First, we have to get through immigration and customs.
We have made it to the hotel, so we're going to grab some food, settled in, and then in the morning, we're going to tell you exactly how long we've been traveling for, where we're going next, and what we've got coming up for you to see in this longest 72 hours of travel.
Good morning.
Good morning. So after a very restful night, we are back on track. Current time in India is 10:15. We left at 7:30 in Istanbul time. It's about an hour and a half difference between here and there.
Which means it's been officially around 48 hours.
What we're going to do now is grab some breakfast before we get ready for the rest of the day. Today's going to be an edit day.
We're going to be enjoying the lovely Courtyard by Marriott Hotel here by the Kochi airport.
We're going to get some work done and probably relax a little bit and just enjoy some of the, we don't have to travel right now, travel experience for our 72-hour travel day. We are on our way back to the airport now. Hotel stay was pretty great. It was a nice restful stay. We just finished the Dublin video. Next we're going to be catching a flight to go to Vietnam, which is another layover spot. Check out this decoration they have at the airport. And it looks like they're actual life size because the people look to be about my size reasonably. We got through security. It was a little bit tighter than what we're normally used to. They actually checked our nail clippers and cords and make sure everything was safe. So good security.
Yeah.
Sometimes we like to just explore the airports just to see what they have. This one's quite interesting. We're looking for drinking water, and this is what we found. Normal, hot, and cold. So now I'm going to find out if they are actually normal, hot, and cold. That feels normal. That feels chilly. That feels chillier. So yeah, it's not hot, but it's not cold either. So I'm guessing it, if I let it run for a minute, it would be hot. This is what the far end of the airport looks like. So what we're going to do is go down to our gate. Our very short day in India is almost to an end, and we're going to be over in Vietnam for a couple hours before we get to Bali. It was very restful to be here. We actually slept in a little bit because of the long travel days that were before this. So it was great to be able to get caught up on the sleep necessary to be able to continue the rest of this journey. We don't expect any more problems between here and Bali. The only real concern we have is having a return flight or a carry-on flight out of our final destination. That's one of the things that is required, or at least it was last time we were there. We are finding our tickets, just arrived. I think everybody's tired, slow getting off of the airplane. So one last flight and we'll be in Bali, really exciting. This is what the transfers look like. International departures. Took about 15 minutes to get from previous plane to the next plane to go through security one more time. Vietnam seems to be pretty efficient getting people through the gates. So we are at the gate and we've got a little bit of time before they board. We had an hour between landing and the next flight. We love traveling through or to Vietnam, not just because everybody here is nice and friendly, but they have our favorite coffee.
We just found our favorite coffee.
Yeah.
Instant coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, this is an instant one. They have another one. If I can find that, I'll show you. Of course, we had to stop by the local establishment and get ourselves some breakfast. Look how they set our coffees up. It's our little ribbon. Super cute. They tied it with a bow. So this is the banh mi here in the airport. Spicy and delicious.
Oh yeah.
Current time is 13:10 or 1:10 Bali time. That's
And
right.
we've arrived in Bali.
So excited to be here. If you've been traveling with us for the past couple of months, we did a little bit of a tour through Europe, which was amazing. We loved it. We had a great time, but we really feel like we are back in our element here in Bali. We're really excited to be here and take you with us. But there's more to come. We have a couple more things to do before our travel day is done. Let's get through security and make it to the hotel. However, we are really happy to be in an area with a beach. Visa on arrival, no line. We got there pretty quickly. It was an easy walk, and it took us less than 2 minutes to get through that. Another speedy process with immigration. They actually are really efficient with this. got us through in like another couple of minutes. Now we're going to go through baggage claims to get to customs. On customs, we actually have to show you a QR code because we have to process a customs form, and the easiest way to do it is electronically via the QR code. We're actually traveling light. Everything's in a suitcase. So we're going to pass all of that. The QR codes are actually done on the computers here, or you can scan the QR code, which is that yellow sign right there. You can do that up to 2 days before you arrive. It's funny, the thing that took us the longest to do was filling out the custom declaration form.
Tricky, and you can do it 2 days ahead of time.
Yeah,
we had forgotten about it.
Yeah, so just use the QR code, scan it, and then
or do it ahead of time.
Yeah, do it ahead of time. It makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a walk to get around, but once you do, if you don't already have a driver, you have the options to get drivers, SIM cards, basically everything in this area right here. The current time in Istanbul, Turkey is 10 a.m., which means it took us a total of 75 hours to get here. But we're in Bali. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so that you can continue to follow along with us as we continue on this adventure.
And as always, squeeze the day and be well.